so glad that there is a slide for this. I was going to say, if I have to describe this without a slide, it's going to be challenging. Okay, we have a few programs running. They are all targeted towards different type of roles in the tech industry. But in general, you can see that there are actually 3 types of roles that we are training everyone to do, and that's partly because of the demand in the industry. You will probably see other places offering other programs like cybersecurity and all these things that sound exciting, but they don't necessarily get you a job. So what we focus on is the programs that will actually have the biggest demand in the industry when you finish up the training. So that's why we focus on these pathways. So I guess the 3 different ones. One is mainly software developers. Okay. Second one is user experience designers. And then the third one is technical founders. So these are the 3 types of programs that we are running. Within the within the developer programs, we do have multiple programs running. So firstly, there is what we call the full stack web developer or full stack developer. So these are people who will get trained up to write code, write web applications. And these web applications, the wonderful thing about full stack developers is that once they're trained, they have a lot of options. They can choose to work for a large company. They can choose to work for a startup. They can even choose to start their own applications, like write their own applications. They can partner with other companies that require a technical person. So I guess the options are quite wide. And it's from the beginners. So full stack developer program, you can join as a beginner. You don't have to have technical experience. We do have a little bit of a small test usually. So that's our only requirement. So you don't need the right degree. You don't need the right work experience, that sort of thing. All right. And within the program, what you get to learn is learning how to build the entire web application, including what people would see, the web pages, and what's behind the scenes, just things like the database, for example. And that's why we call it full stack. And it's actually an industry term, full stack. It means that you can single-handedly build the entire web application without the help of a whole lot of other people. All right. So that's the full stack development program. Now, another developer program, if you like, that runs in parallel, in other words, another option is what we call Salesforce developer. The Salesforce developer program, again, it can be from beginners. I'm starting with the beginners program at the moment. So the Salesforce developer program is for people who wants to get certified in Salesforce application. Have you heard of Salesforce? Is that something that you heard of? If you haven't, that's probably normal. Salesforce is used by a lot of large companies, partly because they are not cheap. So the idea is that Salesforce needs a lot of people in the next few years. They estimated that they need something like 10,000 people in the next 3 years over Australia and New Zealand. If you treat New Zealand as 1/10 of the size of Australia, we probably need about 1,000 people here easily. And universities are not training their students on Salesforce, right? That means it's an opportunity for all of us to join the Salesforce program and get certified. We run this program jointly with the Salesforce company, which is a publicly listed company in America. They are growing their footprint in Australia, in New Zealand, as well as all over the world. And they are one of the fastest growing companies at the moment. I think at the moment they have about 8,000 people globally, so they're not small. So that's pretty much the size of of the market that we are talking about, but we are not necessarily training people to go into the company itself, but more training people to go into their business partners, their customers, etc. So Salesforce Developer is a 21-week program where we will be training people up into doing, well, firstly, getting certifications. There will be 3 certifications. These certification training material comes from Salesforce themselves. So we didn't need to reinvent the wheel. And at the same time, we also run programs or sessions to help you with understanding the material. And then on top of that, there will be a work experience. So the way the program runs is that there will be a few weeks of training followed by 12 weeks of work experience. So that's the Salesforce development program. And obviously the work experience you'll be working with or in all these corporate companies. So that's the Salesforce program. So that's an alternative to the full stack development program. One thing that I forgot to mention is that the full stack development program itself is 12 weeks long, right? And the Salesforce development program is 21 weeks, which is a bit longer. Full stack, going back to what we do as a developer. So for the people who also wants to go up a level, which is after the full stack developer program, understanding how to build an entire web application. The next step is to understand how the industry works. And that is our advanced developer program. So that's this, the one at the bottom, advanced software developer program. So full stack developer programs, graduates, if you like, can go into advanced developer programs. So the advanced programs is run for another 19 weeks. So the 19-week program consisted of 9 weeks of training and then 10 weeks of work experience. So you probably ended up with about the same kind of credential as or experience as your Salesforce developer program. But the idea is that learning coding in full stack is in huge demand. And that's why we spent 12 weeks training the technical skills. And then on top of that, the 9 weeks would be a training of the advanced skills that includes advanced software development. You will be touching on things like artificial intelligence, something that's really popular in the industry called DevOps, how to work in an agile team. If you have heard of the term agile, it appears in a lot of different jobs. If you go up to Seek, for example, to search for jobs, you'll find that there are so many jobs that require agile, and that's where the advanced software developer program would be getting you to experience that. After the 9 weeks of training, again, the software developers will go into work experience. Similar to the Salesforce one, we will be working with industry. So you will be working in real projects. These projects come from real companies, and they will be systems that are required or needed by these companies, right? At the moment, we don't know yet which companies will be giving us projects. Like I said, they're real projects. So when we get to the projects, then we'll know which company still needs those systems, still needs those projects. But overall, if you talk about which type of companies would give us projects, it's a wide range. The wide range of companies include startups. So we have a few startups. We have some charitable organizations who give us for purpose projects that are for impact as opposed to businessy. We have corporates that will give us projects. In the past, we partnered with Datacom as well as Spark, 2 Degrees, quite a number of these large organizations, Auckland Council, So yeah, so we partner with a lot of these large companies as well to get some projects. There will be a mixture of different projects to match, I guess, the right candidate to the right jobs, because some people actually works better in corporates, and some people work better in startups, and some people work better in not-for-profits. So we will help you with finding the right match, right? So that's the advanced program, and we also obviously go through how to present yourself to your employers, such as CVs, interviewing skills, etc. So that's the advanced program. So for software developers, these are the main options. So if you're more having a technical mind or a logic oriented mind, those are probably pretty good options. There is another option which is called the tech founder. The technical founder option would be for people who want to start their own business. So we don't help these people to get jobs or anything like that, but they get to learn how to assess the market for their businesses. So if you have an idea of a tech business, for example, you would probably want to join the tech founder program, where you get to learn how to assess the market opportunity. How do you design the application? How do you work with development teams to build the application? How do you come up with a model pretty quickly? Things like that. So that's the Tech Founder program. The Tech Founder program is also 12 weeks, so same as the Full Stack Development program. Right. For people who are not intending to do technical tasks or technical jobs in the industry, there is another option, which is our user experience design option. So I think we have Sean here, don't we? What I'd like to do is to ask Sean, our UX design expert as well as mentor in the program, to tell us more about the UX design pathway for people who are looking for jobs that don't necessarily require writing code. Over to you, Sean.
All right. I can speak on and on about UX, but that's not what I'm going to do today. So if you have questions, please feel free to pop in, and I think I'm better with receiving questions. All right, cool. Just a little bit about UX design, and I have been mentoring the UX design, and we actually developed a course together with Mission Ready, and we see a growing number of our UX design candidates over the years, and part of the reason is that I'm confident with what I'm mentoring, because I'm personally been working with a few projects with Auckland Transport, Auckland City Councils, IKEA, even until they're actually landing in New Zealand, and I'm currently also working with Vodafone New Zealand as well. So the reason why I'm sharing with this is because we want our candidates to work the industrial way. We do not want you to get a qualifications and then what, right? You can't get a job. So I'm not surprised that most of our candidates are already receiving phone calls even before they finish the course with us. And look, if they decided not to continue to study, that's their choice, right? But most of them can very confident that they are employed, because the skills and the work that they have done are actually working towards them to have that transferable skill in the workplace. So what we have done in the course to make them transferable in the workplace. So first is the mission that we have designed. So every week we have show and tell that is equivalent to what the industrial is doing in the industrial, in the workplace that I'm working right now. We do have critique sessions. We have scrum meeting. We have stand-up meeting. We work in squad. We talk between departments, and we work in an agile way. So what you have learned in this course is no difference than you're working in the industry. So we bring the industry practice into the course. That is one of the best benefits of this course. Unlike any other course, that you tell me that, hey, I can learn UX in watching with a few YouTube's video, right? Everyone can do that, right? You can go to these courses online and you name it, I've been there. So I know what is not working, what's the do's and don'ts, and those don'ts, you won't see it over here. And then another benefit is that over here, we do things in an agile way. And you get to know the methodology of Agile, which I don't think any other courses will actually talk about that. It's either they don't know about it because you usually have to go for a project management or to learn Agile in order to learn it. But over here, we actually combine Agile and UX together because this is exactly what the industry is doing right now, right? We work across the squad, we hand off our design to the developers. And that actually brings me to the next point, is that in this course, you are working together with the developers. How awesome is that? Usually another course is that you just learn the UX, you learn all the theory, you learn all the design thinking process, right? You name it, I know it. But what is more about this course is that we actually put the developers, we work together with your design. That means whatever blueprint that you have, you hand it over to the developers and they work it out for you. So it's just like what we are working in the real industry. So if you're looking for a course that it's really equip yourself to apply and the skill immediately in the workplace, I would say this is the one. And if you're talking about the mentor, if you see how I communicate with you, you know how good I am. I'm gonna just stop it. All right, cool. I mean, you're free to talk to me. You're free to talk to me. Check on my LinkedIn, which I know you will probably do that. My name is Sean Lautner, and feel free to talk to Mission Ready. We have awesome stuff to support you. And of course, if you have any question, please drop that in the meeting chat, and I will answer it for you.
Sean, before you go, there is an immediate question that I think you can probably answer. What is UX design?
Oh, that's why you need to come to this course. Okay, cool. All right. And UX design, in a nutshell, I know the word is so fancy, right? UX, but it actually stands for user experience. Don't ask me why they use the X stand for experience. Why not the E? I don't know about that. All right. But guess what? Because it actually make our title quite fancy. Actually, before I get to learn about UX, is because that I know that our career title in LinkedIn as a UX designer, wow, that's really fancy, right? And it's quite high tech, right? But I know that I'm not a coder. I'm not into developer because I would get fainted when I look at a series of codes. UX design, in a nutshell, is the user experience. Look, if you get to use any applications, literally, I would say if you get to use anything on the screen, regardless whether you go to McDonald's, you place an order on the kiosk, you go to the shopping complex, you look at the big screen, anything on the screen, it's not necessary on the web and application. So that also answers the question, what UX designer can design. UX designer can design many, many things as long as on the screen. So what is user experience? Is to create, a wonderful experience for the user to use. If you click on the applications that you think that is really frustrated you don't want to use it, you drop off. I'm sure you have that experience. That actually tells you that that application or that website has been designed poorly, not putting the user at the center of the design. All right. So that is why there's a course to tell you how we find the pain points from the user, how we talk to the user, how we conduct a research with the user, with one aim, to put the user at the center of the design. So what's the result? The result is that the user will get a usable product and happy to use, and the company are willing to pay you 70 or 80,000 a year after you finish this course. That's what I can tell you.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, just to wrap up or summarize a little bit of what we've talked about. I know we've talked about quite a few programs. So altogether, as you saw on the screen, we've talked about 5 different programs. The full stack development program would be a 12-week understanding how to, learning how to build a software application. So it's purely technical, right? And the full stack program for some of you who are more technical and wants to know the technical terms, which technical stack are we using? We use JavaScript, Node.js, React, and we use MySQL. So these are the technical stack that you are going to learn, which are some of the most popular technologies that are being used in the industry. They are some of the most in-demand ones. And then on top of that, once you completed the full stack program, then you can get into the advanced software developer program, which require you to already have development skills, software development skills. And the software developer program would be training you on the agile design thinking, all these wonderful AI and other hot topics, I guess, in the industry. And also there will be 10 weeks of work experience. Okay, so that vertical line from full stack down to advanced software developer program is the progression path in a way. So in the advanced developer program, like I said, 19 weeks altogether, including 9 weeks of training, 10 weeks of work experience. Something that Sean probably explained a little bit of already is the work experience itself. Like I said, we will be working with industry companies, as well as I haven't mentioned it, Sean probably did. There will be a bit of mentoring as well. So there will be a mentor assigned to each of the teams to help you to understand what you need to do. So it is not throwing you at the deep end, all right? Just so that you are aware of that. And by the end of the program, what you are going to get is your work experience that you can put on your CV. You will get an endorsement from the employer, which can be LinkedIn, it can be CV, it can be them working as a reference. If you're really lucky and you did a really good job, there's a good chance that you will get hired by that company directly. We have seen that happen in the past quite a few times. It is not just 1 or 2 times. As long as you're good, at the moment in the industry, it is, there is a skill shortage. So if you can demonstrate that you can do the job, there's a good chance that someone will want to hire you, or at least recommend you to someone else who is hiring. So that's the full stack to advanced developer program. And then the technical founder program is something slightly different. Like I said, it is for people who want to start their own businesses. And that one is, again, 12 weeks. And it's a program designed for a lot higher level of understanding, but not necessarily a whole lot of coding. There is a little bit like 2 to 3 weeks of writing code, but the aim is to understand enough to communicate with software developers rather than writing everything yourself, right? And then the Salesforce developer program is again from beginner to having the ability to write code. That one's 21 weeks, and it is in conjunction with Salesforce Corporation in America. And it also has the work experience component. And the work experience component is 12 weeks out of the 21, right? And on top of that, we've got the UX design program, which again can be entered by beginners. And that program is 19 weeks long. So it actually runs in parallel or at the same time as the advanced software developer program. We have a lot of joint sessions. Like Sean said, we are mixing developers and UX designers together so that they can better understand each other, which will give you a lot of a huge edge compared to any other programs that don't do this. And as far as I know, no program in the entire world is doing this. We are probably the first one. So that's one of the, I guess, if you like, one of the secret sources that we have, mixing programs together and having different roles understanding each other a lot more. And again, the UX designer program is also 9 weeks of training followed by 10 weeks of work experience. And the companies are the same set of companies as the advanced developers, if you like. So I hope that's kind of clear.
Timothy and Philip, take it away.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Timothy. I may have talked to you, or you've probably talked to Philip. Philip, want to give a wave? Yeah, cool. So we'll keep it short because we're getting to the end here, but it's pretty straightforward. The whole process starts with us having a phone call. Well, actually applying on our website first, then we'll give you a phone call and we'll do an initial consultation. And what that means is just us hearing a little bit about you and your background and what interests you. And, you know, we'll basically have a conversation around why it is that you're wanting to do the program that you've chosen, or if you don't know, we'll have a discussion about the possible pathways that you can consider. And, you know, we'll just, generally that takes around 30 minutes, but it's pretty straightforward. It's just a, you know, casual conversation, but it gives us an idea of where you are, and we'll tell you about the program itself, obviously. And so after that, you'll just go, if you're keen, it'll be all in your court. You have to let us know if you're interested to pursue your application, in which case we'll send you the next steps. Next steps, very straightforward again. It'll vary for each program, but in general, we'll ask for a cover letter and a CV. We try to mimic workplace environments, so the whole process is going to be sort of like an interview process of getting a job. So your cover letter is going to showcase, you know, what you do, your background, but also why you're passionate about the program that you're going to do, and also how it's going to affect your future and so on. CV, obviously, and then after that, we'll send you a mini challenge. So the challenge, don't worry, both are fun. It'll just be sort of focused on giving you a teaser into coding, but also a critical thinking challenge as well. Again, it'll be totally fine. It's designed for you to just give it a go, and we're here to support you. It's not a test. Anyway, so once you've done that, then we go into the process of us having a discussion, and then we'll make a decision on your enrollment status, and we'll let you know, and you'll get an offer letter. So super straightforward. It is very much first come, first serve at this point, because we are always open for new candidates, and we want to give everyone the opportunity. So so the faster you get in, the faster we'll get you sorted and enrolled, and you'll definitely have a spot if you get in touch with us, hopefully before the end of the year. Anyway, so that's a sort of basic overview of the application process. Super easy and no stress, and we're here always to give you support throughout the entire process. And, you know, a lot of our candidates will ask us questions throughout the journey, and we're also there, you know, during the actual program itself to help you, if just to support people. We can't answer any questions about content, but we're here to answer recruitment questions or anything we can do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll send you guys the info pack. After this, we'll send an email with the summary of everything and our info pack. So you'll see all the dates that we have coming up. And Utah briefly showed that slide. If you want to put that up, Utah, would be great. Yeah, there we go. So those are our first intakes that are coming up. And so if you're interested in any of these, do get in touch as soon as possible. We'll be contacting you guys from tomorrow onwards. Feel free to jump on to our website and set up a consult with us if you have a preferred time that works. Yeah, and I guess the last thing I'd like to say is, in terms of recruitment, what we're looking for as an ideal mission-ready candidate is someone that's passionate about the program they've chosen. They have a real focus and are ambitious and really excited to jump in headfirst into the accelerators, because as you've heard by now, they are really fast. They're effective, but fast. So you need to be committed. So yeah, that's the last thing I'd say. Committed, absolutely committed to the program and making yourself, you know, taking every opportunity that's presented to you. One of the biggest things in our candidates that are successful, that's what they've done. Philip, is there anything you'd like to add, or sorry, I just took over all of that time?
No, you covered everything really well. Kia ora, everyone. My name's Philip. I do recruitment stuff as well as some other bits and pieces. I'm sure we'll chat soon. Just click apply on the website, and then we'll give you a call within a few days of you doing that, and we can have a chat. It's usually just a 10-15-minute conversation talking about the different routes available to you, because we also, as Alan said, there's kind of a lot of different paths you can take in tech, and there might be things you haven't thought of, so it's always worth kind of thinking out with someone else what your background is, where you want to be, what you haven't liked, what you have liked in the past, what your skill set is, all that kind of stuff, because everyone's a bit different. So yeah, we'll give you a call and chat you through all of it.
And just one more thing, you don't need to know what you want to do. That's what we're here for. If you don't know, as Philip said, we'll help you figure it out based on your, skill set and everything you say. It's quite easy for us to work together and figure out the best path forward. And we'll be completely honest with you. If we don't think this is suited, we'll be upfront with you. We want to make sure you guys are successful, because we won't be unless you are.